Welcome back to Crypto Meets AI. Jerry here with an update for you. Do me a favor, friends. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. Now let's get into this. We're sitting at $2.42, trading within a range of 239 to 253. We're down about 3% still. Really haven't moved much. Nothing really to report on price action as of right now. The liquidity crisis is loading. From Japan to the world, XRP as the solution. Always remember, this is all planned. This is exactly why the Bank of Japan has granted covert regulatory approval for major financial institutions to offer products from Ripple and Circle to their customers. The timing and specific products to be offered are left to the discretion of each financial institution. If Japan doesn't move forward with DLT and blockchain technology, they will collapse. They have a liquidity crisis climbing, and it will come. The wait is over. It's here. The NVIDIA is now live on Kraken. Start trading today. You had your chance to accumulate crypto for years. Now you won't even get a portion. Morgan Stanley, BlackRock, Citigroup, and more. Large institutions full ahead of steam into crypto. XRP holders hit the financial jackpot.
Something that Robinhood has already offered. So Morgan Stanley is kind of not late to the party, but at least getting on board now.
Yeah, I think it's a sign of a more favorable regulatory environment for the banks. It might be one of the first big announcements where you see bank partnering with one of these crypto trading firms to offer access to customers. It's true that they had it with fintechs like Robinhood before, but you might see more of things like this in the new regulatory environment.
Is the risk factors here? I mean, we know this stuff can be volatile. We know it has been volatile in the past. We have no idea what it's going to be in the future, but what's the risk for a traditional company, an established company like this offering this to clients?
Sure. I mean, they offer all sorts of products to the clients. So I guess, at some level, the client should be aware of the risks too. And if they have a financial advisor, presumably the financial advisor will talk to them about it. But it sounds like on E-Trade, it's almost similar to Robinhood, where you're making bets on your own and making these decisions on your own a lot of the time.
Time has come. The time is now. Mass adoption is here. The institutions are here, my friends. Now let's take a deep dive into Flare. XRP doesn't have native staking, so where does XRP yield come from? And how does Flare unlock it on-chain? Here's the breakdown. Flare turns XRP into composable DeFi-ready asset via FA Assets, FXRP. Once on Flare, XRP can power lending, LP, structured strategies, and more without losing its speed and reliability. XRP yield comes directly from the network activity being used as a productive capital. 3 broad buckets: option strategies, delta neutral strategies using borrowed collateral, insurance underwriting via protocols like Fireflight. Option strategies: underwrite sell options and collect premiums as yield. Common setup: OTM covered calls. Earn income while keeping upside with trade-offs and volatility spikes. As these evolve on-chain, structured products will make risks, pricing, and payouts clearer, plugging neatly into the Flare stack. Delta neutral: host XRP as collateral, borrow stables, and deploy into trades designed to outpace the borrow cost. Classic example: a base trade, spot long plus perp short to capture funding. Historically run via centralized exchange prime desks, Flare's goal is to bring the key pieces on-chain for transparency, composability, and auditability. Firelight FI blends staking like rewards with underwriting. Stake FXRP, mint STXRP, secures services and earn fees. It introduces economically secured services where apps pay to borrow security, fees flow to stakers and underwriters. This ties yield to real network activity, not just emissions. F assets plus Firelight equals unified on-chain path for XRP to become productive capital across Flare DeFi. What you can do as a builder or user: treat FXRP as a first-class building block in your DApps. Mix and match strategies to suit risk and return. Prefer on-chain transparency over black box yields. Flare Network has just created a network in order for you to stake and earn yield on XRP. They plan to roll it out to Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, all in the future. Analyst Tom Brewing says the market is watching just 2 altcoins for the next big breakout: XRP and ETH. Feels like the calm before the big green candle.
What would you say the top 3 cryptos are right now if we look at where attention is focused?
Yeah, it's a great question. Obviously, Bitcoin, I think regardless of how it's performing relative to altcoins, it will always be a core portion of people's portfolios. It just might shrink over time. Like I said, Ethereum and Ripple are 2 of the altcoins that, people are watching for that confirmation of a new breath of momentum coming into this market.
All eyes are on ETH and XRP. Once ETH begins to climb, XRP will follow right after. And this is exactly why we need the Clarity Act to be passed and signed into law, because stuff like this would not be able to happen if it was. It's still the wild, wild west in the crypto industry. A user was liquidated on KuCoin and lost nearly $300,000 despite having the full margin to back the position. KuCoin's response was to issue a $50,000 in unusable trial funds and a $100,000 deduction coupon future trading fees. They even refused to refund the liquidation fees. This incident highlights why centralized exchanges cannot be trusted. They deflect blame onto the market depth and offer meaningless credits after erasing real deposits. Now, on that note, Crypto.com CEO is officially calling for regulators to investigate Binance after the $400 billion liquidation flash crash. Reports say Binance's faulty internal price oracles triggered the cascade, wiping out thousands of traders in minutes. This is no longer FUD, it's becoming a full-blown industry scandal. Move your funds off of Binance. Don't wait for the headlines to catch up. 10 billion hyper unit whale moves 100 million into Binance. The hyper unit whale who made 200 million shorting BTC has moved 129 million of collateral into Binance. There has been speculation that he's going to continue to short on Binance. He still holds approximately 300 million of USDC on chain, as well as 5 billion of BTC and 5 billion of ETH staked. Now let's go over the biggest challenges keeping stablecoins from becoming true global money. We summarized insights from the top policymakers and industry leaders. It comes down to 5 priorities for building a truly borderless system. Acknowledge and build on real-world use cases. Interoperability is key. Design systems that work with each other. Achieve global regulatory consistency. It's the biggest barrier and greatest opportunity. Focus on reliability and predictability as payment tools. Alignment on common technical standards. And last up, can anyone explain to me how in the hell HBAR has an 8 billion market cap while NVIDIA's 3.6 trillion market cap is literally building Hedera-powered AI governance into its chips, along with Intel? Make it make sense.
As artificial intelligence continues to cement itself as a core part of the emerging digital economy, the lack of transparency in how AI models are trained, developed, and deployed presents significant risks, not only to enterprises, but to society as a whole. In order to address this critical challenge, Equity Lab, in collaboration with industry titans NVIDIA and Intel, has developed verifiable compute, the first hardware-based solution to govern and audit AI workflows using the blockchain. Verifiable compute introduces a cryptographic AI notary system that creates tamper-proof records of every data object and code computed during AI processes. This hardware-based approach ensures explainability, accountability, and security at runtime. The foundational trust layer of this solution is Hedera, creating a trusted, immutable ledger of AI computations. Every operation performed on compatible Intel CPUs and NVIDIA GPUs is recorded with precise timestamping, enabling auditable trails and smart contract orchestration across AI protocols. As AI integration deepens across finance, healthcare, media, and public sectors, this solution will establish new standards for transparent, verifiable AI systems, bringing unprecedented trust to our increasingly AI-driven world.
Blockchain technology and AI is merging, almost like the third industrial revolution merging with the fourth. And this is exactly why I'm bullish on Hedera. Well, that's what I have for you folks. Until next time, stay savvy, stay stacking, and I'll catch you in the next one. If you enjoyed this, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and comment down below. And if you want more crypto deep dives, check out our videos right here on Crypto Meets AI. Thank you for watching. Remember to always do your own research. This is not financial advice.